What is up, everybody? It's Thursday night. It's the late night agenda. I am your host, Craig, and as always, you are most welcome along to tonight's show. I hope you're all keeping well. I hope you're all having a good summer. I hope the sun's shining. You know the lines that I spout out. But what's that you say? Who's this guest I have? Why, it's only little Sixie. Just popped in to say hello and remind everybody that Liverpool are in fact champions of motherfucking Europe. So anybody who's going to come on with the negativity, just remember this. Just remember this little baby here. 6 of these motherfuckers sitting in Anfield just to show off. And I thought I'd bring Sixie on just to say a little hello to everybody. How are you? Mwah! Right, ladies and gents, I'll just move it back out of the way there. Just a little reminder to everybody that it's alright. Do you know what I mean? It's alright. The Reds are still champions of Europe. Jurgen Klopp is still the manager. We still got a fucking kick-ass squad. It's all good, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all this evening? I hope we're all keeping well. Right, what have we got? Let's get straight into the chat. There's a lot to get through. Obviously, look, Nicolas Pepe signed for Arsenal today. We should probably start off with that one. A player who had been linked to Liverpool, not by British-based journalists, who proved to be correct on this one, but a player who was linked to Liverpool nonetheless. £72 million for Arsenal. Look, I'm not going to belittle the player. I'm not going to come on here and be a smart arse about it. It's a good addition to Arsenal's squad. I've got to say, credit where credit's due. I wasn't sure on whether he'd be able to come and step up at Liverpool or not. Either way, any player that signs a good quality forward, you have to say, strengthen the squad. So all credit to Arsenal. I'm not going to come on and belittle the player. That is not my way, ladies and gentlemen. Domestic Butler said, I can be negative very rarely. We are all negative from time to time. I've certainly been negative at times. What I'm just trying to do is just inject a little bit of positivity and a bit of fun into tonight's stream, because it doesn't look like we're going to do any more business in this window. That's the way it's looking as things stand. Other clubs are looking to strengthen and do a little bit. There's so much for us to go through tonight, but I said I just wanted to start off by talking about the move for Nicolas Pepe, because I know it's something that Arsenal are going to be happy about, and I know it's something that Liverpool fans are going to come on tonight and want to talk about. So hey, why not just open up with it straight out of the gate? From an Arsenal perspective, as I said, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Pepe, it is a good attack, no doubt about it. But if you're an Arsenal fan, as happy as you're going to be with that, and you would be, you're still looking and thinking we need defenders, we need probably midfielders. Yeah, but it is a good attack. But we know from first-hand experience at Liverpool, we've had a good attack over the years, and we've had an iffy defence, and the iffy defence does often come back to bite you in the ass. And I think Arsenal, although they've made a very good signing, they still need to do a lot there for me to be considered a real contender, to be fighting up there at the top of the league. As it is, I think themselves and Manchester United possibly scraping around for that 4th Champions League spot, maybe with Chelsea. We'll see how that goes. But look, anyway, I'm not going to be negative about it. I want to come on, I want to open up with it, because I know it's what you guys wanted to talk about. I've seen it on Twitter all day today. Some Liverpool fans fuming about it. It is what it is. We just have to accept this and move on, ladies and gentlemen. Banter said Arsenal need to sort out the defence. Gerald Agbonna, how are you, sir? Welcome in. Domestic Butler said, I'm the type of fan who will go 3-0 down and I'll say we'll win 4-3. I love it, mate. And you know what? A lot of the time with this Liverpool team, we may well just go and do that, mate. What was that you said? 3-0 down to Barcelona. Semi-final of the European Cup. They rock up to Anfield. Messi, Suarez, Coutinho, Dembele. What happened? They didn't get their hands on this motherfucker for a 6th time. That's what happened. 4-0 to the Reds. Big cock Divock steps up. Job done. Genie Wijnaldum. Do. You know the rest, ladies and gents. Harry Belcher, how are you? It's alright, we're buying Mbappe next year, said Michael McGrath. Love it, mate. I love it. I can get on board that train. Whatever happens this window, I've said all along, it will happen for a reason. Because maybe it is like our friend Michael has said there, maybe there's an Mbappe or there's a somebody else for next year, a Kai Havertz. I don't know who it could be. Anybody. And Jurgen Klopp just can't get that player this summer, and he doesn't want to settle for second best. Maybe you're somebody that believes there's just no money available and we have to pay our bills. I accept all of these, ladies and gents. But all I'm saying is the ball hasn't been kicked in anger yet in the Premier League, and we don't know what's going to happen. Larry Leach, how are we, sir? From Calgary said, liking the kids getting some game time. Yes, and they've been very good, Larry. Larucci, for me, has been a real standout performer and a real shock to me in pre-season, because I very rarely get to watch the under-23s, the under-18s. And I didn't know much about Larouci coming into this pre-season, but my God, he's made an impact, hasn't he? He really, really has. Kiana Hoover as well. Looks like he's stepping up levels. Sepp van den Berg looks like a very good addition to the squad as well. On that, actually, I should probably start off while we're talking about the young players. The Echo has reported that Liverpool have allowed 5 young players to return home as the club ramp up preparations for Sunday's Community Shield against Manchester City. So the players who were sent back for training are Sepp van den Berg, Kiana Hoover, Yasser Larouci, Adam Lewis and Bobby Duncan. They've all left the Reds training camp in Evian and made their way back to Liverpool. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're just, really focusing now on the Community Shield and the start of the season and these guys won't be in that squad. I don't know. Maybe they've gone back for specialised training. I really haven't got a clue. But just thought I had to report it because the Echo opened up with it. Shay Trainer said, what do I think about Cancelo to City? It's a good piece of business, to be fair. I mean, they looked at him earlier on in the window. Juventus didn't really want to do business at the time. Aren't Manchester City going to be throwing in a player going the other way? So, look, he's a good player. But again, though, City's fullbacks, Mendy, Walker, Cancelo, if he comes in as well, they're adding depth. There's no denying it. They're a big financial club, Manchester City, and they've got plenty of money there. Other news, I suppose, if you want to look at it another way, mate, coming out of Manchester City, is that perhaps they could be losing Leroy Sané to Bayern Munich. Now, Bayern have come out today and said that there is no factual truth to the rumour going around that there was a bid of around €100 million or a deal somewhere around the €100 million mark to bring Leroy Sané from Manchester City over. But a lot of German publications are reporting that there's very, very serious talks there to bring Leroy Sané to Bayern Munich. Will said, Pepe's a quality signing for Arsenal, but there must have been some reason that Klopp didn't go for him. I completely agree, Will. And again, I don't want to be that guy. I'm not coming on here to belittle Arsenal. That's not my way. That's not the way I operate. But I agree. There must be some reason why we didn't pull the trigger. And whatever that is, I guess we may never know, mate. But as I said before, there's been very few players that I can think of that we have not pulled the trigger on and have made us look silly. So whatever the reason might be, and there is very many reasons as to why this could have happened. I've read things from the fact that we might not have been interested to the fact that Nicolas Pepe wanted guaranteed game time and he believes you get that at Arsenal. And for whatever reason, ladies and gents, it has happened. He is an Arsenal player and we'll wait and see how things work out. Hi Craig, Van den Berg and Harvey Elliott are 2 excellent signings, said PH. Indeed they are, mate. Harvey Elliott, like 16 years of age. And I know as soon as I mentioned his name now, everybody's going to want to talk about this video again. And I have a little thing on that I will talk about in a minute. But let's just concentrate on Harvey Elliott, the footballer, for this moment in time. 16 years of age. The kid doesn't look like he has a nervous bone in his body. And I was very impressed with the 60 minutes that he put in that pre-season game against Lyon. And very exciting times ahead for Harvey Elliott. And I wonder how much of an impact or how much game time he might get this season. But he definitely looks like a prospect, doesn't he? It's very easy to hype up young players and we've done it for years. But he looks like a good addition, Harvey Elliott. David Newell said, hello boys and girls, hope you all have had a good day. I'm brilliant, mate. I'm absolutely flying. AJ said United have only signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They're in a shambles. No, they signed Daniel James as well, mate. That young guy from Swansea. They're in talks, very strong talks for Maguire. I would be quite surprised if they didn't get Harry Maguire in the end, whatever the fee might be. The Bruno Fernandes thing is getting interesting today. I'm sure you guys have seen Spurs have thrown their hat into the ring for Bruno Fernandes and apparently have flown to Lisbon to open talks with Sporting over a deal for Bruno Fernandes, another player who'd been strongly linked to Manchester United as well. And then we have the whole thing with United as well about Dybala and Lukaku. It seems like Dybala is taking some convincing to get that deal done. It seems Juve want him out. It seems Sarri wants him out. It seems United want them. It seems that Cristiano Ronaldo, Sarri and Juventus definitely want Romelu Lukaku. And now it's just a matter of if they can convince Dybala that his future lies at Manchester United. Jason Ward said, we still got a fantastic squad, so I believe we can have another cracking season. Absolutely, Jason, mate. Absolutely. And there's no reason to believe that we won't. As you guys can see, the title of tonight's stream basically is asking, has Jurgen Klopp made a mistake by not strengthening Liverpool during this transfer window. And I was a bit nervous about putting this topic out there tonight because I know sometimes that it can invite trolls, and I know that sometimes it can invite people to lose their damn minds. But let's try and have a civilised, genuine conversation, and I will accept, of course, all viewpoints on this as long as they're put in with respect. So don't just lose your mind. If you have something to say, if you're not happy about it, absolutely your prerogative to put it in the chat, ladies and gents, and I'll do my best to get through it. If we get Ziyech, I'll be gassed, said Night 7 Life. Dejan Lovren has agreed to join Roma, said Nageb. Yes, look, we've been speaking about Degsy all summer, haven't we? He's been linked firstly with a move to AC Milan. Now, that didn't quite pan out for Dejan Lovren, whether because of AC Milan's FFP issues, whether it's because they didn't move on a couple of players. Whatever it might be, it doesn't seem that move is going to happen. But Roma did throw their hat in the ring for Degsy Lovren, and it will be interesting to see if he does make that move, and if he does, what will happen. So, as I said, it looks as if Roma could be close to a move to completing the deal for Dejan Lovren. The fee seems to be around 15 million. I read something that did make me laugh, though. This really... I put this up on Twitter earlier on, and this just goes to show the hypocrisy and the double standard sometimes in media. So I read this. It said, due to the good relationship between the clubs, Gazzetta dello Sport say that Dejan Lovren would be available for around £15 million following deals to bring Mohamed Salah and Alisson Becker to Anfield in recent seasons. Now, that's not quite how I remember things when we were trying to sign Salah and Alisson Becker. I remember that when we signed Alisson, the media in Italy saying that Roma felt completely fucked over because of the Salah deal. And now that they want a Liverpool player, the relationship is suddenly great and everything is all good and there's no problems whatsoever. It is mad, isn't it, how these things are reported. Now, look, I don't know if there is or isn't any bad blood between Liverpool and Roma. We signed two players from them in recent years. Those two players have turned out to be absolute behemoths for Liverpool Football Club. Maybe there is a good relationship there. I don't know. Maybe a deal for Dejan Lovren would suit all parties. But my question to you, ladies and gentlemen, this evening is, if Degsy does move on to Roma, what do we do? Are you expecting Sepp van den Berg to make that step up? Are you expecting Klopp to go and maybe make a little quick addition? I'm not sure, but I'd love to know your thoughts on it, ladies and gents. If such a player as Bruno is available and going to a rival, we should be all over it, in my opinion, said Natural Opinion. Scotty said, I can't stop listening to your reaction versus Barca and Everton, the goals versus Barca. Yeah, that was fun, Scotty, I'm not going to lie. Some of my favourite moments of the season. PH said, Craig, Harvey Elliott going to be the next superstar, best young player I've seen in a long time. He looks good, mate. I'm not going to slag him off about his man bun, which, if I'm being honest, I do think looks silly. But look, I'm a bald, Irish, overweight, 37-year-old man. Who the hell am I to be telling people about their haircuts? Live Gamer said, we're going to beat City on Sunday. I hope so. Do you know what, actually, have you seen the Manchester City 125-year shirt that they're going to be wearing on Sunday for the game? Actually, it's quite nice. I have to give credit where it's due. It's just a really plain blue with a white collar, a real old-fashioned kit, but they're wearing it to celebrate 125 years on Sunday. And yeah, it's always interesting when clubs throw out a kit like that. Larry Leeds said, Brewster looks like a guy that will be edged in slowly. And Larry, I'm expecting big things, mate, from Ryan Brewster this season. Big things. He looks great. I know it's very easy for us to overhype players, but he really does look really good. And it's going to be difficult to get the balance between not giving him too much too soon or holding him back. But you know what? Jurgen Klopp is definitely the man to do it. Joanne Fisher said, isn't the window closing on the 8th, Craig, or am I wrong? No, I believe you're correct, Joanne, but that's the English window. So I think the Italians, the Germans, the Spanish and many other European leagues, the window goes right through to the end of August. But I'm fully in agreement, by the way, with clubs closing the window before the Premier League starts. I think it makes more sense than potentially a player playing against, let's say, Liverpool or United 3 different times for 2 different clubs. Yeah, it makes sense to me, and it does put English clubs at a bit of a negative when it comes to transfers. I do understand that point of view as well, but all in all, I think it is a good move. David Newell said, Craig, I joined the Fantasy Premier League last night. May the best man or woman win. I tell you who won't be winning, David, this guy, because I'm fucking shocking, mate, at Fantasy Premier League. I give it my best shot every year, but I'm just not good enough. We sold Melwood Training Ground. Indeed we did, mate, and I have a few notes on that as well. You guys, I love it. You know, you don't miss a trick, and why would you? Because we're all Liverpool fans. But let me just get the info on the training ground. So yes, Liverpool FC has confirmed that affordable housing provider Taurus has acquired the club's Melwood Training Ground site in West Derby. A charitable not-for-profit trust, Taurus is well established with 1,600 homes in the West Derby area, and they manage around 40,000 social homes across the northwest, creating sustainable and thriving communities. Work on the new training ground at Kirkby started in September 2018 and is expected to be completed in summer 2020. The first team will start the 2021 season at their new home in Kirkby. So look, any more information you want on that or anything you want to check up, all that is on the Liverpool official club site, which is where I took some of this information from. But yes, Melwood has been sold, but obviously we'll still be using it until the new training ground in Kirkby is ready. But yeah, Melwood has been sold, but it's been sold to what looks like a good crowd in Taurus to provide social housing, so social and affordable housing I should say. So well done to the club on that. Got a Champions League winning squad, that's all you need to know, said Wesley. Absolutely, mate, you're spot on. What's the AA Premier League code? I can't remember off the top of my head, mate. Give me 2 seconds, buddy, I'll get it for you. Hang on. I do have it somewhere. It's something like, I think this is it actually. I think it's just Go 1999, but bear with me 2 seconds till I just triple check that one. I think it's GO 1999, but or 1999 I should say. I'm sure I've got an image of it somewhere here. This isn't making for great viewing, but I do like to help people out when they ask. Right, where have we got? Fantasy Premier League, here it is. Right, I'll put the code in again for anybody who wants to. No, it's not GO, it's DO actually. Right, so Fantasy Premier League code. If you want to join the Anfield Agenda Premier League, it is... There you go. Put it in the chat there now. If anybody does want to join the league, the code has gone in there now. We will of course have prizes and all that stuff as well. I haven't decided what they will be, but you can imagine it's probably next season's shirt or a few other bits and pieces. So yeah, I'd love to see you all in there and see how bad I truly am at Fantasy Premier League. Wesley said we probably need some backup. Do you think Mo and Bobby will play in the Community Shield, said Scotty. Yes, yeah mate, I do. I absolutely do. So they got their few minutes there. They got, well, Salah I think at the first half, didn't he? And Firmino and Shaqiri got 30 minutes. But yeah, I think they'll continue their preparations and I think we will see them starting against Manchester City. I expect Liverpool to go very strong actually at the weekend. The Anfield Lark said, starting to feel like the risk might be worth it. Klopp had some quiet windows when he joined and the youngsters look a cut above some who have played for the Reds previously. I love that positivity, mate. Well in. Wesley said, depth is our problem. It can be. I'm not going to lie, mate. If we don't pick up many serious injuries, I reckon we'll be alright. I reckon we do have enough to cover. It is just a matter, particularly with that front three, if we pick up an injury or two that might keep one or two of those guys out, then we could struggle a little bit. Although there are tweaks to be made. One thing that Jurgen Klopp has at his disposal is a group of very versatile players who can play in many positions. So someone from midfield can certainly be pushed a little bit further forward. Naby Keita, Shaqiri of course could come in and play on the left or the right. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, so Lallana. So we do have options there, but it's just fitness. It is, and we are lacking in squad depth compared to Manchester City as an example. There's no doubt about that. Right, where was Will's comment? 1 second. Okay, Will, where are you gone? Where's your comment? I'm playing catch up here, and just when I think I'm catching up with the chat, I realise I'm fucking miles behind. Wait, where's it gone? Will, I can't find your comment, mate. I feel like an asshole now. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hey Craig, where did you get the Champions League trophy from? I got it from J&C Trophies, mate. Have a look on Twitter. I don't have the website details on me right now, but J&C Trophies is the name of the company that I got them from, or got the trophy from, and they are on Twitter. If you want to tag me in something on Twitter, mate, I'll send you a link to it. I just don't have it here now. Okay, sorry Will, I've lost your comment, mate. David Roberts said, Man United, hello Mr. Fernandes, would you like to play Europa League football and chase for top 4 at Liverpool? Do you think I'm a joke? I get where you're coming from, mate. I don't know, do you guys reckon we have a genuine interest, or ever had a genuine interest in Bruno Fernandes? It is an interesting one, because I again just don't know. Harry Belcher's gone 3-1 to the Reds. I like that, mate. I like that positivity. I'm fine with it. We don't need to make a statement signing, said UK lad. Mo and Degsy are best mates. They are. Did you see the video doing the rounds about, I think Mo beat him again in table tennis and likes to wind Degsy up. And who's going to get the coffees in for Mo if Dejan does move to Roma? Scotty reckons we should move Vandenberg up to the 4th choice centre-back. Shay reckons the same. LFC 8092 reckon we could do with a marquee centre-back to help Virgil out. We have Gomez, mate. I mean, I don't mean to sound rude by that, but I genuinely do rate Joe Gomez that highly. Injuries aside, I do understand you probably have reservations around potential injuries, but I do rate him very highly. And look, Joe Matip stepped up magnificently last season as well when he needed to. Nagab reckons we should bring in Toby Alderweireld. The difficult thing about that now would be the fact that his release clause isn't in existence anymore. I think that ran out on the 26th of July, so you would have to do some negotiating to get Toby Alderweireld from Spurs, and I don't know what they'd actually ask for him now. Adam LFC said we need to sign somebody this window. I can't believe we've done nothing. Well, nothing really major, mate. We have brought in Sepp Vandenberg and Harvey Elliott, so we have brought some players in. I think we brought in a young Polish keeper at one point as well. Dara, how are you, my friend? Great to see you in. Wool Wizard said if Degsy moves, then I believe Phillips or Vandenberg will step up, and we do have Nat Phillips as well. That is a good shout. Nice Day said we'll do with Spurs this year, no new signings, just players that already know each other. And look, there is a lot to be said for that. I know it seems like I could be giving you a cop-out answer here, but there really is a lot to be said for continuity as well, and consistency, and improving players with training. And we won the European Cup, one of these guys, so there's definitely a lot to be said for allowing this team to progress. And Klopp, I trust Jurgen Klopp. That's what I'm saying. I trust Jurgen Klopp here. And deep down, I really do hope that the reason that we're not making a signing this summer, or a major signing this summer, is because either one, Klopp can't get the player that he wants and he's willing to wait, or two, he just really does trust the squad that he has at his disposal. I don't want to believe, or I'd hate to believe, that it's anything to do with finances. That would really be frustrating. David Roberts said, no, hands down, we'll win one trophy this season, even the League Cup or the World Club Cup. I think we definitely will, mate. You're right. I think I'd love us to go and win the World Club Cup, because it's a trophy Liverpool have never won before. So it would be brilliant to add that one and get that beautiful gold badge on the shirt as well. Stephen Somerville said if Lovren goes, it'll be good for players of like Sepp Vandenberg, Keane Hoover to get that chance as the 4th choice centre back. Maybe put Fabinho in there if needs be. Again, you're right, mate. And Hendo could drop in there and play there. Not ideal. I mean, we do have a few players who could drop in if needs be and play at centre back. Patrick Doyle said Klopp will be getting his old boots back on if there's more heading out the door. What position is he going to play though, Patrick? Is he going to go and play back at centre back where he did later on in his career, or is Klopp going to go full on centre forward like he did at the start? Jack Thierry said I really want one of those mini Champions League trophies. Honestly, mate, message me on Twitter or whatever and I'll send you the link. I don't have it now. Let me just check. I'll check on their Twitter page and see if I can't get you the information. 1 second. Right, so it's J&S Trophies. If you're on Twitter, it's at JS_trophies. You can find them on there. I think they're on Facebook as well, and I'm pretty sure they're on Instagram. So it's JS Trophies, or J&S Trophies if you're on Twitter. So at JS_trophies if you're on Twitter, and J&S Trophies as well on Facebook and Instagram. So check them out. They also do full-size versions of this trophy as well. And many other trophies. I couldn't quite afford the full-size one at this moment in time, so I went with L60 here, and hopefully if things go well down the line I'll manage to get my hands on a full-size version. But I have to say, very speedy delivery, very great quality product, and they looked after me on the price as well. I'm not going to lie, very nice of them. Harry Belch said Napoli put in a £54.5 million bid for Wilfried Zaha. Indeed they did, mate, which was strange because they'd already seen a £55 million bid turned down from Everton for Zaha. So why Napoli would go in with pretty much a similar bid, I don't know, buddy. But you are right, it seems like they have. Dean Dixon reckons VVD, Matip, Gomez, Hoover and Vandenberg centre-back options. It's not too shabby either, if I'm being honest. Thank you, by the way, to everybody who watched yesterday during the watch-along. As you can see, the channel has gone past 19,000 subscribers. We are well on the road towards 20,000. We want to try and get there in the best case scenario before the real football starts against Norwich next Friday. So if you're enjoying the stream, ladies and gents, and you haven't yet subscribed, please do hit that button. Please let people know about us. Hit the share button. whatever it takes. We'd love to get to 20k before the season starts. Stop worrying about nobody, said Ralph Walton. I'm not worrying, buddy. I'm a happy man. I'm not worrying at all. Just trying to open up a genuine dialogue here between fans and see how everyone's feeling. Nice day, said, found a full-size Champions League trophy online for $350. Now, what I would say, buddy, is I don't know where this trophy's coming from. But just quality-wise, I can stand over this one and say 100% this is a heavy, well-made, beautifully manufactured piece of kit. I'm sure the one you found online is great as well. Can't believe we're not signing anybody, said Spying Cop Iron. The only positive is it might be a great chance for Brewster and Elliott. I like that you're taking positives there though, mate. That is a really good thing. On Twitter, or I'm not on Facebook, but I imagine sometimes on there it can be a little bit toxic as well, and it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, we want to try and be positive, but I think if we're all being really honest with ourselves, we probably were expecting a couple of signings going into this window, and we're in a really good position. We still are, but you just thought maybe a little bit of extra squad depth, and we're so close to being what we would class as the finished product. Craig Challoner said, good evening, Craig. Klopp's taking the same risk he took waiting for Virgil. We needed cover back then, and Klopp was criticised at the time, wrongly as it turned out. I agree, Craig, and that's what I touched on earlier on. I hope that is the case again, that it's just he can't get the player that he wants. We'll be positively surprised when Fernandes and Koulibaly show up at Anfield, said Rabadam. I don't think they will, mate. To be fair, particularly Koulibaly. I can't see that one happening, because I think Carlo Ancelotti said if Koulibaly leaves the club, he'll basically fucking leave the club. On the Celtic said, Craig, do you think Celtic will get relegated in the Premier League? Just be honest, I don't mind. No, I don't, and here's why, mate. A couple of reasons. One, if Celtic got into the Premier League and start getting that Premier League money, do you know what I mean? That nice wedge, I think they do quite well. They have a massive fan base. I mean, basically, I don't know what percentage comes over from Ireland every week to Celtic Park, but I genuinely think Celtic are a very big club, as are Rangers, by the way, and I think if both of them were in the Premier League, they'd hold their own. And I think they do quite well. Yeah, I genuinely do. I don't think they get relegated at all. Now, they'd need to strengthen, but if they're coming into the Premier League, they'd know they'd have the money to strengthen. I think that's really what's stopping them now starting to compete in the Champions League, and that again is that the football money has just moved up another level now, and it is really difficult for Celtic and Rangers and any other Scottish club for that fact. Virgil's the only world-class centre-back we have, said LFC 1892. Absolutely entitled to your opinion, buddy. He probably is. If you're talking world-class, yes, he probably is, but how many world-class defenders are there out there in the world that we would put in the very, very top bracket? I don't know. Let's say 15, maybe 20. So to have one of them at our club is good, and to have a good young up-and-coming top centre-back in Joe Gomez, and then to have obviously Kian, Hoover, Sepp van den Berg as well. I think the club are looking to secure themselves for the future. Dean Dixon says 19,000 subs, omen to win number 19. Huh? I like your thinking, Dino. I like it, mate. What's the code for the fantasy? I didn't catch it yesterday, so I put it in there in the chat. I hope you've got to it. It's lowercase DO, so like the word do, and then 1999. What else have we got? I'll take Ryan Fraser, said Saeed. A couple of people have said that actually on Ryan Fraser. Again, very tenuous links I'd seen a while back, and look, we could probably come up with loads of names that we take at this moment in time if we're being honest. Have I missed any transfer news, said Anthony? Not regarding Liverpool, mate. No, not at all, unfortunately. Harry Belcher said we won it 6 times. In Madrid, we won it 6 times. Indeed we did, my friend. Indeed we did. Does it matter if we lose the Community Shield? It's a fair question. Let me put it to the group. Ladies and gents, what are your thoughts? Jon Snow wants to know, and you don't fuck about with Jon Snow. He wants to know what your thoughts are on the Community Shield. For me, honestly, it's a glorified friendly that I don't believe we've any business being involved in, because we didn't win the league, didn't win the FA Cup, didn't get to the final of the FA Cup. So for me, it doesn't matter. It's a trophy. It's not a trophy I value, but it is a trophy, and I've always said the main thing from this is that money goes to good causes, and that's all I can take from it. You can talk about the psychological aspect. Maybe it's a bit of one-upmanship on whoever wins over the other one. Honestly, for me, of all the trophies we're playing for this season, this is the one I give a shit about the least. I'd much rather the Super Cup, the World Club Cup, either the domestic competitions, the Premier League, of course, as well. But look, that's just my opinion on it. I'd love to know what everybody else thinks of the Community Shield. Anthony said, I heard Laporte is a doubt for Sunday. I heard the same, mate. I don't think he will make it, but you won't know for sure. Who's the first team player we will sign like... What's this? Who's the first team player we will sign like rumoured? I don't know what that means, Nagib. Sorry, mate. I just haven't been able to pick up on what you're saying there. Vandenberg, Hoover, Lallana, Oxlade, Chamberlain, Wilson, Elliott, Brewster and Origi, said Gary, who are the players that have come in. Yeah, I like it. I like where you've gone with that, mate. The old new or like a new signing. Next summer, once we've signed Mbappe and Sancho, imagine what our future would be like. Brewster, Trent, Hoover, Vandenberg, Gomez, Lewis, Larouci, Jones, etc., said Jack's Page. I do think there is something in the bag for next summer, and whether it is, as you said there, you've named two very good players there in Mbappe and Sancho. I think we'd all be quite happy next summer if we're sitting here and we're after signing one of those, and we'd look back at this summer and just go, well, that's why. That makes sense. And I hope that's the case. I genuinely do. We need the Super Cup, said Yo Tony. Anthony Cronin reckons we'll beat Manchester City 3-1. Guy Little 7 says, really, really thought that Pepe would be the missing piece of the puzzle for the Premier League. Me, he asks. I'll be honest, Guy, I have not seen much of Nicolas Pepe. So all summer I've sat on the fence on the guy until I just don't know, because I haven't watched any real amount of him to say whether he's good enough or not. Lille have actually made 100 million quid today. They've sold two players. I can't remember who the second one is or where they sold them to, but between that sale and the sale of Nicolas Pepe, they brought in 100 million today. It is weird if you look at it this way. Nicolas Pepe is going from a club that will be playing Champions League this season to a club that's going to be in the Europa League this season. It is weird if you purely look at it that way. Now, Arsenal are a big club. There's no denying that. I'm not trying to compare apples and oranges here, but just for this season alone, it is a little bit of a gamble, because Arsenal have missed out quite a lot in recent years on the Champions League. Something that they used to be in every... It was like one thing consistently about Arsenal was every fucking season under Wenger they were in the Champions League pretty much. Paul Turner said, be nice to beat Manchester City no matter what the competition is. Yeah, I'm a competitive person myself, Paul, so I definitely get where you're coming from. Mbappe 2020, said Liz Golden. Where's Subi's comment gone? Subi said, Craig, the cup is to give the youngsters a run out and a bit of a taste so that they experience what it's like. Good, yeah, I'm all for that, Subi. Be interesting to see how strongly Pep and Manchester City go as well. Angus Court 123 reckons that we need a world-class creative midfielder. Possibly. I would say we need more goals from midfield this season. I think the return that we got from midfield last year just wasn't good enough. Now, as I've said a few times, we did do a lot of our attacking and a lot of our play was set up from the fullbacks. Top three chances created this season was Mo Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andy Robertson. I'm not sure the fullback orders which one were second or third there, but that was the way we were setting it up. So having the likes of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain there now, maybe Harvey Elliott, will give us those runs from midfield, and I would expect more goals as well from Naby Keita this season. Nanker said, why did I get blocked? I don't know, mate. You're not blocked now, so I don't know what happened previously, mate. Sorry, it wasn't me that did it, I don't believe. Nagab said, some reports saying Liverpool will make a first team signing. And where were these coming from, buddy? Just so I can have a look later on, because, you know me, transfer hound, I love to look at this stuff. Yo Tony said, let City have it. Only win... What's it? Let City have it. They only win English Cups, no good in Europe, so we should win the Super Cup. I would definitely take the Super Cup over the Community Shield, without a shadow of a doubt. It's going to be actually a really interesting game, that, against Chelsea, the Super Cup. Very intrigued to see how it goes, with obviously the game against Norwich coming up very soon afterwards. Yasser said, could you imagine a full power Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Naby Keita? They could literally tear up the league. And you're right, mate. They are absolutely quality players, and we didn't see the best of either last year for varying reasons. Injury played a part, of course, in both. And in Naby's case as well, it was settling into a new league. Kane is a Fazikirli, excuse me if I mispronounce your surname there, said Craig Brewster is the future. I agree with you, no doubt, mate. And I love it. I love that everybody's bigging up Ryan Brewster, and I love that everybody's impressed with young Ryan Brewster, because, as I've said many, many times, the club fought tooth and nail to get Brewster to sign his first pro contract here, amid interest from pretty much every top club around Europe. Claire Dean's in the house. How are we, Claire? Welcome in. Absolutely fuming. Klopp's only but biggest mistake, said Guy Little 7. It is a risk, Guy. I will say that, mate. It is a risk, but can we really say it's a mistake just yet, mate? That's what I'd say. We haven't kicked the ball in anger yet in the Premier League, so if it turns out to be a mistake, yes. But it is a risk, I will absolutely say that. But there's another thing that's important to remember here. So we often speak about the buy-in that Jurgen Klopp gets from his players and how they work hard to his methods, how they press so hard, and how they basically die for the shirt. Well, it's important to remember that you only get that buy-in if the players genuinely trust you. So if Jurgen Klopp sat down with those players after winning the Champions League and said, look, next season we're going in together again. We're going to have Lallana back. We're going to have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain back. We're going to have a fully fit Joe Gomez. I'm bringing in a couple of young additions as well, lads, and I want the same buy-in from you. I trust you guys. I believe in you guys. You guys did it last year. You got 97 points in the league, lifted number 6. How could I bring in players? What type of mentality of a player am I going to be able to bring in to compete with you mentality monsters, to borrow a phrase? So there is that to remember as well. You only get that trust and buy-in from the players if you back it up. And maybe that's what Jurgen Klopp is doing as well. He has shown these players that he has that trust in them and that he believes that there's even more to come from them. But then again, I am, as I said, always an eternal optimist when it comes to these things. Claire Dean said, I thought yesterday we were a different level compared to the other friendlies. It was great to see. Michael Duffy said, Brewster was a baller before and now he's back, baby. Yeah, it's great to have him. I can't wait to see how he gets on this season. I've got a fly in my beer, said Mark Williams. Oh, what do you do, mate? Do you pick it out and have a guzzle anyway, or do you fuck the whole beer out? Does it depend on much is left in the glass? Are we talking a full beer, Mark? Or are we talking like, a half beer, a little bit in the end of it? Because if we're below half, I'm fucking it out. So, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like that 3-second rule, isn't it? Is Klopp saving his money for Mbappe, asks Radical Gambino. I hope so. Or Jadon Sancho as well is another option perhaps. Stephen Richard said Klopp is the daddy. I still smile every time I think of the fact that Jurgen Klopp is the manager of this football club. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing, and I can honestly say, hand on heart, there's nobody in the world that I would rather steer in Liverpool Football Club at the moment than Jurgen Norbert Klopp. UK lad said it's not really that much of a risk though. We have more available players than we did this time last year. Again, very true. The report came from Chris Bascom and the Mirror, said Nageb. Was this the report or was that Maddock? Was this recently, by the way, Nageb, or are we going back to the report? I think that was David Maddock actually that said maybe expect a 20 to 30 million pound attacking forward to come in. That was a while back though, so maybe you're talking about a different one. All I've seen from Chris Bascom lately actually was he was asking, does anybody know where he could get a MacBook Air 2015 11-inch screen fixed? That's the only thing I've seen from Chris Bascom lately. Nabi played well yesterday, said Kane. The Community Shield does get written in the history books and in your honours list, so I think it's more than a friendly, said Spy on Cop Iron. I know that often foreign managers do treat this with more respect than perhaps us UK and Irish based people do. You're right, it goes in the history books, mate, and I suppose it is up to you or to each individual person how they view the competition. Well, the trophy, it isn't really a competition. Dara said, how can people talk about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as a new signing and many players have come back from a serious injury and performed as good or better? Not many. Yes, I get where you're coming from, mate. But he does look like he's made a pretty good recovery, to be fair, and you can see from him when he picks up that ball, you have that directness and that pace and that power that we were lacking, and he's not afraid to take a shot from distance either. But I do also, of course, Dara, accept your point of view, mate. We need transfers. Big risk, said Jamal. Dean said Klopp has got a first 11 together. Next, a squad. No youth. Perfect management. 97 points. Champions League winners. How do we improve to get 98 points? I wonder what will it take to win the Premier League this year, though, Dean? I think I asked this question a couple of times over the summer, and probably the answers have probably varied as the summer has gone on. But if I was to offer each and every one of you good people 96 points right now, would you take it? Give me a thumbs up if you think 96 points will win the league this year, or give me a thumbs down if you think that Manchester City or whoever may go on and win it will do it with a points total exceeding 96. Stephen Brooker said Klopp's keeping his powder dry as nobody's available that he actually wants. I suppose there is a conversation to be had as well around Nicolas Pepe as an example. And I've seen a lot of people today say, look, Nicolas Pepe is a good player, no doubt in it, but is he a £72 million player? I don't know. But if you're an Arsenal fan, you probably don't care. The same way we didn't care when we signed our Virgil van Dijk for 75 million, or when we paid a world record fee for a goalkeeper when we signed Alisson Becker. As fans, first and foremost, you just want to know your club can afford the signing, and after that you just look at it and ask yourself, does it improve the squad? So I think Arsenal fans will say yes, Pepe would improve the squad. Would he improve our squad? Yes, of course. He is a good player. I don't know quite how good, but for clubs who've been interested in him, he must have something about him, so it's fair to say he would have added to any squad that he joined. Stephen Richard said, Craig, remember when Klopp said to the team before the Barcelona game at Anfield, he believes in the team? He said yes. Normally he wouldn't give a chance, but with this team, he has a chance. And then he called them that beautiful phrase that Paul Tompkins wrote the book about, mentality monsters, which is an absolute beauty. And a great book as well. I can always keep plugging it, but it really is a good book. The Shields included on the honours list, said Pat Moynihan. 6 times, said Jack Hamilton. Nice day, said, I reckon Mbappe wants to play a few years at Liverpool for the footballing experience and then go to Real Madrid after. Well, if there's one thing that Kylian Mbappe does have on his side, mate, it's time and age. He is still very young. Kafai said, record points tally for the European club, or the European champions, excuse me, 8 to 10 weeks ago, and fans are expecting more. Social media has little common sense. And don't doubt Klopp. I agree. I don't doubt Jurgen Klopp one bit, mate. But I also can understand why people are a little bit, and I do mean the people who are just a little bit unsure. I'm not talking about the people here who are going completely over the top, calling for FSG out, calling for Klopp out, saying that we fucked up. I mean, talking about the people who are, genuinely open to a debate and a dialogue about this. Jurgen Klopp is a big, big legend, said Subi. Indeed he is. Craig, you know what? What's next? Have you got the chav? Here it is. And I actually need a drink, to be fair. Went to Tesco yesterday, Gary, to get some more Diet Chav. 2 cases for €15. Thank you very much, sir. I will have 4 of your finest of the cases of Diet Chav. Stevie Richards, how many times? How many of these, you say, Stephen? Why, I think it's 6, young man. 6 of them fine Champions League trophies. I keep moving that back out of the shop. How are we, everybody else that's joined? I see a few more people have come in. Great to have you with us. Watch Pepe in the African Cup of Nations, said Michael Duffy. He lost his place after 2 games. £72 million is daylight robbery. He's not even better than Aubameyang. Aubameyang's a very good player. Yeah, I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, you're going, yeah, great, really good piece of business, happy to have him. But also, where the fuck is our midfielders and where the fuck is our defenders? MUFC Gamer said, my top 6, no bias: City, Liverpool, Spurs, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, and then the best of the rest, Leicester. Wolves as well, going to be interesting, mate, to see how they get on. And you can definitely make an argument for your top 6 there, mate. I understand where you're coming from. I still don't know about the 4th place. I'm open to suggestion on this as well. Could be United, could be Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea really are the unknown for me this season going in. Diabala wants 350 grand a week to go to United and play in the Europa League, said Nice Day. What I'd seen was, and I don't know what the tax situation is, but he wanted something like, what was it? He wanted just under, it was £9.6 million a year after tax to go to United, was a figure that had been mentioned. Now, I don't know exactly what the tax rate is. I imagine it's something like 50%, maybe something like that. So you're not too far off there, in and around the 350 grand a week. Lunatic said, I got Diet Pepsi, much nicer. How dare you, sir? How dare you? I mean, of all the trolling that I've received, mate, to slag off my beloved Diet Coke, how dare you, sir? I'm only joking. Actually, my son prefers Diet Pepsi as well, but I don't get it from, because it's a Diet Coke household and he shall make do with Diet Coke. Dean Dixon says, Manchester City FFP sanctions coming soon, which I fully expect as well, and I've said all along, I think that those possible sanctions, or at least that headache for Manchester City, could get to them psychologically this season, and they may well put a priority on trying to win the Champions League and hopefully take their eye off the ball in the Premier League. But it's very difficult to think that of a Pep Guardiola team, because, he asks a lot of his players, much like Jurgen Klopp. Realist Enemy said, can you give a shout out to my mate Mario Lucas, a Real Madrid fan? He's upset. Of course I can. Hello Mario, how are you, mate? he should be quite happy, shouldn't he, with all the amount of signings that Real Madrid are making this summer. But hello Mario, and I hope you're watching. I hope you're enjoying the show, mate. And most importantly, I hope life's treating you well. I think United will finish 8th, said Jack's page. Wow, 8th. Is that including if they got Harry Maguire, mate, and maybe Dybala or Fernandes? But 8th, I think, is, even for me, who would love to have a dig at United, I think that's a little bit far. Gary Richard said Craig Koke would fit in at Liverpool. Indeed he would. Koke's a very good footballer. I think United are going to finish 8th. I've done that one. Daniel Jones said, people say it's a risk not to buy. What about the risk of buying a player that upsets the balance of the squad? Damned if you do and damned if you don't. Exactly, Daniel. And I guess, mate, what it does come down to, as we've said before, is trust. And it is just, do we have blind trust in Jurgen Klopp? Or is it blind trust? I think he's earned our trust. Every single season under his stewardship, Liverpool have improved. Europa League final, back-to-back Champions League finals, points tally last season 97. And what's to say, is there any reason to believe that we won't go on and progress again this season? No, probably not. Who else have we got? I believe in the youth, said Yassine Walls. Good, absolutely love it. I love the positivity on here, thank you. I was coming on a little bit nervous tonight. I was wondering what was going to happen with the news that Arsenal signed Pepe and Spurs were in for Bruno Fernandes. And if you go onto Twitter at times, it can be tough. I love Twitter. I've so much fun on there and I've met so many wonderful people. But at times it can be really fucking tough on Liverpool Twitter. Graham Holmes said, hi Craig, there's bets going around as to who and when that fucking sore heals up. On my head? Oh, I don't know. I think this could be here for life, Graham. I was saying that to my wife the other day. I mean, this doesn't look like it's healing up. I think I could have that scar for life. So I'd go long on the bet if I was you, mate. What's this? Hey Craig, you haven't shouted me out today. Give me a loud one, said Jack Hamilton. I've just said your name, Jack. How are you, mate? I hope you're well. What else we got? Do you think City will, in a way, choke because of what's happening with the UEFA ban? I mean, it would be very unfair of me to say that they're going to choke. I mean, they've proven that they have the stomach for the fight, particularly when it comes to the Premier League. It will be a distraction. I mean, there's no way around that. If it was happening to Liverpool, it would be a distraction for us. I'm not just saying this because it's Manchester City. If that financial fair play ban or potential ban comes in, they will be fighting it, of course. They will appeal it. It won't happen this year. But it will be a distraction. The newspaper headlines, the questions being asked by Pep Guardiola and his players, it will be in their minds. It's just how much will it affect them? I guess only time will tell. Can I see the trophy again? Maybe a little bit later on. You don't want to just give it away, do you know what I mean? United fans holding out hope that Mason Greenwood has a good season, said Joel Morris. Well, it does seem like quite a good player, to be fair. Just as much as we think Ryan Brewster is going to be a superstar. I know a lot of Manchester United fans who believe the same of Mason Greenwood. And again, another good young player. And it'll be interesting to see how he progresses. United, I think, are just waiting. United fans are really waiting to see what happens with Fernandes, Dybala and Harry Maguire. And I kind of think their whole season will probably hinge on what happens there in the next couple of weeks. Well, 8 days actually. 7 days. Is it 7 days now? 7 days. Jack's page said Icardi has just been approached by Napoli, which is looking likely to happen, further making Lukaku move to Inter instead of Juve, which also makes Dybala not go to United, which probably makes Pogba move. A lot of chain of events there, mate. Yeah, there's no secret that Icardi could be on his way out. That's been talked about for a while. Lukaku, Inter wanted him, couldn't agree a fee with United. If United really want Dybala, they'll probably play real hardball with Inter Milan because they'll try and push the move through for Juve to get Dybala in the other way. And the Pogba thing is going to be very, very interesting indeed. It's no secret that Zinedine Zidane's top transfer priority was Paul Pogba. And I believe that is what he told the president Florentino Perez as well, according to reports. Gary said, how was the holiday? It was brilliant. Absolutely. I had so much fun, mate. Really enjoyed spending time with the wife and kids with no distractions. It was brilliant. Weather gorgeous. The area of Turkey we were in was absolutely stunningly beautiful. And now I'm back, 5 or 6 weeks to go, and myself and Connor are heading over to Florida. Anfield agenda going stateside. We're going to be meeting up at the Tampa Bay Supporters Club. We're going to be meeting up with the Orlando Supporters Club. We're going to be doing some filming over there. And that's what we want to do. We told you guys this season we wanted to get out and about and travel and meet supporters clubs. We're going to be doing some stuff as well with the Irish Cop, where hopefully we're travelling around to a few in Ireland. We want to get over to the UK. If you're a member of or run a supporters club in the UK or in Europe, and you want to get myself and Connor over to do some stuff, have a chat, film with you guys, just let us know and we will do our best to make it happen. Dean Dixon said, Pepe, 22 goals in France, 7 of them from penalties. Nice Day said, more pressure on City. Champions League might derail their Premier League. Here's hoping, Mike. Here's hoping it does derail the Premier League. Right, on Harvey Elliott. Now, I know a lot of people want to speak about the video, and there's a couple of things I want to say with regards to this video. Do I condone what Harvey Elliott did making that video? Absolutely not. No, nobody should be mocked for their speech or for any other impediment or disability that they have. No, I can't condone that. What I can say is, though, a couple of things. One, this video came out when Harvey Elliott was 15 years of age and when he was a Fulham player. The video has been in the public domain for quite a while, but it's only after he signed for the European champions, a massive club in Liverpool, that suddenly the RAG, the BBC and many other news outlets are starting to report Liverpool youngster Harvey Elliott, blah blah blah. Look, it didn't happen when he was at Liverpool. It happened when he was at Fulham. Where was the fume when he was a Fulham player? Again, I'm absolutely not condoning what the young man did. It is not nice to mock anybody in any way, shape or form. Not condoning it. But I'm also calling out the fucking hypocrisy of the media and of other fans here who are saying, oh, scumbag. I seen one lad, I think he's 35 years of age today, a Spurs fan, say, I can't wait until our players kick the fuck out of Harvey Elliott on the pitch. And then he went on, when somebody pointed out the fact you're 35 years of age, you're calling for a child to be beaten up, he came out with the usual line that opposition fans come out with when they've got nothing else to say. Always, you know where I'm going with this, I'm not even going to say the line. But look, on Harvey Elliott, not acceptable, gone through that. If we were to have all of our own stuff pulled up at 15 years of age, I mean, I'm 37 going on 38, so when I was 15 years of age, social media wasn't around, thank God, because I'm sure stuff will be coming back to haunt me right now. But we all do stupid shit at 15. Part of growing up is that you do stupid shit. Now, should he have known better even at 15 years of age? Yes, because he was at a professional football club at that time as a youngster, and he would have got media training. But at the same time, it was a bit of braggadocious style behaviour from him. But not good enough. And Liverpool Football Club have today released a statement talking about the video of Harvey Elliott and his belittling of Harry Kane. So a club spokesperson said, the club believes Harvey is right in offering a full and unreserved apology for the comments made in the video. Clearly the use of such language is completely wrong and not in keeping with the values or what you would expect from an employee. Given the clip was recorded prior to the player signing for the club and was not in the public domain at the time, we won't be making any further comment publicly. And it's believed Liverpool have also reminded Harvey Elliott of his duties and of his responsibilities now that he is a Liverpool Football Club player playing for the European champions, somebody who's going to be in the public eye. I will expect no more of this kind of behaviour going forward from him. Different when it comes to stupid dancing and stupid haircuts, that's all par for the course, or that's a bit of fun, but you know, there are different ways to look at this. Not acceptable. Also wasn't a Liverpool player at the time, and the chap was also 15. But that's all I really have to say on that one. I just wanted to put it out into the public domain and address it because people mentioned it last night. Craig, do you sleep with the Champions League Cup? I haven't actually yet, Tony. I won't rule it out completely. Dara said Callum Smith or Canelo. Is that fight fucking happening, Dara? If that's fight happening and it's in the UK, I'm getting my ass over. But it's intriguing because I can make obviously Canelo is a superstar, but do you know what I really rate Mundo? I rate him really highly, Dara, and if Alvarez is willing to face a massive, and he is massive at super middleweight, Callum Smith, if he's willing to face him, I would say it's a very close fight, mate. It really will be, and I'd very much look forward to watching that if it happens. But you've asked me who I would go for. I think it depends on where the fight is. If the fight is anywhere outside of the UK, Canelo. If it's in the UK, I call it a 50-50 fight, mate. That's how much I rate Callum Smith. Milo said it wouldn't be Liverpool transfer window if he didn't sign a Southampton player. I'm going to Turkey in 2 days. How is it for you? I'm going to Kusadasi, said Kyle. I've been to Kusadasi 3 times before, mate. It's a really nice place. I wasn't there this time. We were in a place just a 20-minute drive away from Dalaman, a place called Saragrem. I can never pronounce how it's actually pronounced, but Turkey's great. You'll love it. So many bargains to be had as well in Kusadasi, mate. So make sure that you barter the fuck out of them, because they will start off at a really high price if you're looking at them. But you'll have a wonderful time, mate. Turkey's a beautiful country, beautiful people, really welcoming, really friendly. Food is gorgeous. One of my favourite places to travel to. Daniel Jones said, I'm 38. What's your birthday, Craig? It's in September, mate. September the 11th. Fucking shocking, isn't it? September the 11th, like. It was great when I was born, but since then, obviously September the 11th is remembered for, unfortunately, a terror incident, which we don't want to talk about, obviously. Lunatic said, don't condone it, but he's kind of got a point with Harry Kane. Look, I'll be honest, I don't like Harry Kane. I don't like him one bit. I've never personally mocked his speech, and I never would, but I think he's a dickhead. I think he's a glory hunting shit. The whole thing around claiming that goal as well I thought was despicable, but that doesn't excuse somebody mocking his speech. But I don't like Harry Kane. I've said that for quite a while. Fulham more like a semi-professional club, said Morton. To be fair, they're Fulham, pretty big club. LFC will clean up his social media, said Dean Dixon, which I believe as well. The press shouldn't be allowed to harness children. Children say stupid things, says Mr. Me. It's a good point, mate. He is still a minor as well. It's just the age we live in, isn't it, mate? Everyone is fair game. Now, here's where I often find these things become a little bit strange. Often at times, the anger and the hatred and the fume of the reaction is infinitely worse than the deed or the action that caused the fume in the first place. So what I'm getting at here is, using him as an example, some of the reactions from other clubs' fans have been beyond disgusting, and stuff that is far worse than anything Harvey Elliott did. And I'm not just using Harvey Elliott here as an example. You can pick anybody. If you make one mistake in life, sometimes social media wants your life ended. They want your job gone. They want you pulled out of whatever position you're in. They want you kicked off the platform. You're allowed to make mistakes in life. Who amongst us hasn't made a mistake? I've made fucking tons of them. I make them on a daily basis. You got to live and learn. And he apologised. I don't know what else they want from the guy. Do you want blood from him? He apologised. It isn't right, but he did apologise. And that's all he can do. Just move on. I'm sure Harry Kane hasn't lost a minute's sleep over this. Kids do goofy things. He was big enough and man enough to apologise, said Yasser. I've seen the Elliott video. He looks drunk, to be honest, but he's young and he will learn, said MUFC Gamer. I think personally we don't need to go and spend 70 to 80 million this window. We just need a suitable backup for Robbo, Trent, and also if we can get a cheap attacking midfielder, we should be fine, said HVK. Right, what have we got? Let's go through that bit by bit. A suitable backup for Robbo and Trent. We probably could have had that in Kleiny if he had stayed, but obviously him with his ACL is out for 5 to 6 months. We have young Larouci, who looks very good. Is he going to be good enough to provide sufficient cover? I genuinely don't know. I'd hope to think he would. I mean, let's look back when Trent Alexander-Arnold was breaking through. We were wondering, is he going to be good enough to push out Nathaniel Klein? And look how quickly he progressed. And now we're sitting here talking about one of the best right backs in the world. A cheap attacking midfielder, I don't think we'll do it for the sake of it. That's the thing. I don't think Jurgen Klopp will go out there and pull the trigger on a player just for the sake of it. I think it would be somebody who he genuinely wants. And that might be why we don't do business. But I'm with you, mate. I mean, I would go out there and Ziyech, for instance. We spoke about Timo Werner yesterday. Now, I know he's not a midfielder. He's a striker. Technically could be a wide player as well. Werner is available in this window. RB Leipzig have spoken about the fact that they're still trying to convince him to sign a new deal. Bayern Munich seem to be hovering and waiting in the wings to look and potentially get him on a free transfer. What I'd read previously was that Liverpool pulled away from any interest in Timo Werner because of how highly they believed in Ryan Brewster, and they wanted to show Ryan Brewster that there is a pathway for him through to the first team. Subi said, Craig, I'm 13 and do stupid shit when I'm with my mates. Kids do this, we regret it, it's part of life, but we learn. Look, as I said, Subi, you're right, mate. We all do silly things as children or as teenagers. All of us. Not one of us here hasn't done something stupid. I remember at probably 15, I broke a window with a water balloon. I mean, we all do stupid shit. Red Squirrel said, I think Klopp's trying to prove that he does not need to sign players to be successful. Yes, it's a massive gamble, but if anybody can do it, Klopp can. I don't know if he's trying to do it from a pig-headed perspective, mate, but I agree with what you're saying. I think he genuinely believes that he can get more out of the squad that's there and bring through those younger players as well. And as you said, if anybody can do it, it is Jurgen Klopp. People like to hate Liverpool, said Liz, which is true, and it's because of fear as well. When Liverpool were around 5th, 6th, 7th in the Europa League, nobody really spoke about us as much. It's because we're back at the top table now, and we're causing teams worry that fans are jumping on the fume train, and it's a compliment to the club. Maul said, what do you think about... Is it Maul or Molly? I'm not sure which one, but we'll go with Maul, if that's alright. Said, what do you think about Kane being nominated for the FIFA the Best? Personally, I think it's ridiculous that he's in there over Alisson. Was this the list of the 10 players that came out for the FIFA Player of the Year, mate? We touched on it yesterday. Whatever about Harry Kane being in there and Alisson not being in there, which I agree with, I also think it is a massive sign of disrespect that there isn't a single Manchester City player in there. I mean, can we honestly say that Bernardo Silva shouldn't have been in that list? Maybe Raheem Sterling, although I think Bernardo Silva had a better season than Raheem Sterling for me. Yeah, I just thought it was a bit odd. There's a couple of players on that list you could wonder why they're there, or you could maybe make arguments for other players being there. And Alisson, yeah, absolutely, I agree, but I also think it's only fair that we say the fact that there was no Manchester City player on that list is rather strange as well. Cape Town Muslim said, LFC throne chair going to be ready for the start of the season. The chair's actually finished. I'm just waiting for confirmation from Serendipity Furniture as to when Paul and Beth and the guys are going to be coming over to Ireland to deliver the chair. I'm actually going down to Waterford on Saturday with Brian and Connor, and we're going to have a recce of the place that we're going to use to do the shoot when we take delivery of the chair, because we want to get some nice pictures, a nice bit of video and stuff as well. Probably around the 14th, 15th of August, mate, something like that, all going well. But the chair is finished and completed, and Paul actually received a big order as well for a number of those chairs from a massive Liverpool fan, which I'm so happy to hear. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sitting my ass in that big comfortable chair. Live and learn, said Liz Golden. Jack's page said, to follow up on my earlier comment, Pogba moving probably makes James move to Atletico or James move to Atletico, which has been shown with Rodri to City, which makes Gundogan to Bayern Munich, which would be one of their midfielders. God, mate, you really are going for this one step removed stuff. I like it. People don't hate LFC. They're very, very jealous, said Michael Duffy. And as I said, mate, yes, they only hate us now because we're relevant and we're back there fighting, and take it as a compliment. Sell Dejan to fund Timo, said nice day. I think the money's there. I mean, I don't think the reason we're not signing the likes of Timo Werner or Ziyech or whoever else, I don't want to believe it's about money. I genuinely don't. I think that for the amount of money that we generated this year, and I know that we've used a lot of money to give improved contracts to players who very much deserve those improved contracts, I do still think that there's money there. I mean, was it 250 million television revenue between the Champions League and the Premier League? Obviously, whatever other income we brought in as well, gate receipts and all that type of stuff. I think there is money there. And we had a big summer last year. There's no doubt about that. But I remember listening to the Blood Red podcast from The Echo, and they had a football finance expert on it. I think the name gentleman might have been Stephen something, but I can't remember his exact name. And he said that if Jurgen Klopp wanted to, or Liverpool Football Club wanted to, they could go out this summer and have spent 150 million again and not had to worry about FFP restrictions. Now, that could have been before some improved contracts and stuff, so maybe there was, a bit of leeway there since. But what I'm basically getting at here is there's money there. So whatever the reason we are not signing somebody, maybe some miracle will happen over the next week, I don't know. But as of now, the reason why we haven't gone out and signed somebody big, I believe, is either we're waiting on somebody, or Klopp just can't get the player that he wants and isn't willing to settle for second best. Snoop Dogg supports Cardiff City. Well, there you go. That is the most beautifully random thing I've seen on the stream tonight, mate. Stealthful said, congratulations on the 19k, mate. You deserve it. Really appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. And again, it's not just congratulations to me and Connor, it's congratulations to all of us, because this is a community on here. I'm not at 19k, Connor's not at 19k, we're at 19k, ladies and gentlemen, because from day one, you guys have had our back and you guys have made this channel what it is, and for that, we will always love you, we'll always respect you, and we'll always appreciate the shit out of you. So thank you to you guys as well. 19k is great, 20k will be even better, and hopefully we'll get there soon enough. And if you are enjoying this stream, ladies and gents, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on, and give us 2 big thumbs up. Well, 1 really, but I have 2 thumbs, so there you go. And I'm a cheesy fucker as well. In case you haven't copped that one on yet, I am a cheesy bastard. I'm proud to be so. Shankly Spirit said, love my nan, me. As you should, mate. You should love your nan. Nans are great. Great thing about this transfer window, none of our big name players have left. You've put the word "yet" in there at the end, Louis, but it isn't going to happen, mate. You had it right there before that last word, and it is good, yeah. How many times have we gone into summer transfer windows worried that we might lose one of our top players, and now it seems like it's a big, massive fuck you to anybody that comes calling, looking for Sadio, for Mino, for Mo. It's just not happening because Liverpool have given them improved deals. They've signed them down long term. Liverpool are now looking like a destination club and not a club that you can come, improve and move on. European champions. Did I mention that enough? How many of these do we have, you ask? 6 of these motherfuckers, ladies and gents. And yeah, European champions. And that is definitely appealing to players who want to come in and play for this football club. Win bonuses were massive too, said V for Vendetta. Exactly, mate. There are lots of... I mean, football finance is a very complicated business and it is way above my pay grade. So, as you've said, there are lots and lots of things to take into consideration. Nice Day said, did you not see Drifty's new format on his channel? They're more of a Liverpool fan channel now. Not bad. Yes, they changed their name to Cop-ish, I believe the name is. And look, I love Drifty. I love the guys over there. I love Callum and everybody that works over a Cop-ish. Yeah, Drifty's a cool guy as well. Really enjoyed having him on. And I hope to catch up with him again soon. Maybe get Callum on as well. Bianca as well, the rest of the team over there. Wish them all the best. The more good Liverpool fan content going out there into the world, the better. There's definitely enough Liverpool fans to go around for everybody. That's one thing I'll say is there's nothing but love for me for Liverpool fan content providers. I'm a good looking forward. I'm a good looking forward. Sorry, Paul, I'm actually ruining your comment, mate. Paul said, I'm good. Looking forward to the game on Sunday. How are Plymouth doing in pre-season? He's asking Cam. I'm glad you're asking him that, mate, and not me, because I haven't got a clue. Lunatic said both my nans are dead. Obviously, mate, I'm sorry to hear that. As are mine, as are both my parents as well. But look, we'll try and keep it to a positive, mate. My hubby got me number 6 earrings. I freaking love them. I seen those on Twitter, Liz. I seen you posted them up, and fair play to your husband. Yeah, he definitely gets you, doesn't he? He understands. 6 earrings, nice. And hopefully he'll have to get you 7 or 19, perhaps, Liz. And you might have to get an extra piercing. I don't know if you have your ears pierced twice, but if you get 19, you might have to get an extra piercing, my friend. Trump said, expect Chelsea to get third, Craig. They have depth and youth. They do. It's going to be intriguing to see what happens now without Hazard. Obviously, they have Pulisic, which is a good player. You know I rate Pulisic. I know I rate him more than other people do. They've also signed Kovacic on a permanent transfer. He was there last year, so I wouldn't really see that as an improvement. It's going to depend on what Frank Lampard can do and what he can get out of that Chelsea team. So it'll be interesting. They are definitely somebody who I don't know what to expect this season from Chelsea. Connor said, yes, you brought the cup on the stream. Yeah, I did. Mate. I kept meaning to bring it on for ages, but I kept forgetting about it. And then I was just about to start the stream and I shouted out to Sabrina, get me 60, will you pass me up 60? Okay, well, I'm really enjoying this. I was actually worried about coming on tonight because I was worried about what type of reception we were going to get because of Pepe and stuff signing. Nagab said, any podcasts coming out? I'm waiting for... Dave is really busy, so I'm trying to get Dave and Cash on for a podcast. Dave's really busy this week, so it'll probably be the start of next week, again, by the time we get one done. But yes, there will be one coming up. And again, just a reminder, I'm delighted to say that on Monday I'm going to be joined by Mark Goldbridge of the United Stand, and he's going to come on. We're going to have a look ahead to the season. We're going to look over the transfer window. Obviously, we'll have a look back over the Community Shield as well. Not that he'll give much of a shit about that being a United fan, but it's always great to catch up with Mark. Mark's been very good to us since we started on YouTube, and yeah, anytime we get to have a chat with Mr. Goldbridge, it's always a bit of fun. So get your questions ready. Some nice clean banter, please, as well. He does deserve our respect. Arsenal midfield missing. Defence are shocking, said Dean. Jack, how are you, buddy? Welcome back. Dara said, Canelo and Smith are in negotiations. I think Canelo's pushing for a catchweight. Smith is an amazing fighter. He is. Callum Smith. I had the privilege of going over to the Echo. Paul Smith actually sent me over a couple of tickets to go and watch Mundo fighting. I can't remember who he was fighting at the time. It wasn't a major fight. It was a development fight pretty much, and you could see even back then he was always regarded by the Smith brothers themselves as the best of the Smith brothers, and I think he's seen by beating George Groves and winning the World Boxing Super Series and that as well, that he is the real deal. So I very much would be interested in that fight, Dara, if it takes place. Great show you've got there, said Manuel Friedrich, or Frederick. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, my friend. Manuel, thank you. That's so kind of you, buddy. Lampard will manage longer than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, reckons Mark Williams. It's an interesting topic of conversation, Mark, and I suppose it could lead us into how much weight do we put in former players coming back to be managers with little experience. Now, obviously, Frank Lampard has a year under his belt as Derby County manager, got them to the playoff final, couldn't quite get them up. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't do too well with Cardiff, it's fair to say. I don't even know what he did with Molde. I imagine he probably won the Norwegian League with Molde, and then with Manchester United, came in, got a good bounce when he came in, but it tailed away at the end of the season. It is interesting. It is. I suppose we could have this conversation around Stevie G as well at Liverpool, and personally, look, Jurgen Klopp's going to be here for at least 3 more years, but I want Stevie G to take another step up in managerial level before I think he's anywhere near ready to come to Liverpool Football Club. So it is interesting. It's intriguing to see what's going to happen. I think Frank Lampard, I've said this time and again, he's a very intelligent man, and I don't think he will have taken that Chelsea job lightly. He might have looked at it and gone, well, do you know what, I've no transfer window that I can work with, so I might get a bit of a leeway here, see what I have to work with in the squad, bring some youth players through. Mason Mount, obviously somebody he had at Derby, brought back as well. Yeah, it's intriguing. I think long term, I think Lampard will be a better manager than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Maybe not for their respective clubs. I mean, I'm not expecting much from either of them at the clubs that they're at now, but I think long term Frank Lampard will probably have a better managerial career than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but that's just my opinion. John Allen said, glad we didn't get Nicolas Pepe. He's average at best. Anthony Cronin said, we always smash Arsenal at Anfield. Yeah, there's usually a 4-1 or a 5-0 or something there, isn't there? Okay, just catching up on the chat, bear with me. What's everybody's team called in the Anfield Agenda Fantasy Premier League? Asked David Newell. Do you know what, mate? I don't even fucking know what my team is called in that. Let me have a look at it now, actually. That's how stupid I am. I genuinely don't know. What's my team name called? I don't even know my own fucking team name. How shocking is that? My friend's team name was called Inter Your Ma, which I thought was funny. But what's my team name? I don't even know. I can't. How the fuck do I find my team? I don't know what my team name is. I'm sure it's not that intelligent anyway. I think last year it was called A Shot in the Gark. I don't know what I called it this year. And Haloko said, I think Liverpool absolutely do need to sign somebody, but I also think this is the worst window to possibly try and do it. Discuss. Let me have a drink first, actually. Bit of a dry mouth. A dream of the day, by the way, that we'd come to a deal with Diet Coke and they finally arrive with a truck full of cans for me. That'd be fucking class. Anyway, and Haloko said, discuss. It is a tough window, mate. You're right. The prices are very inflated. It's been quieter than I would have expected all around during this window. We're expecting maybe something to happen with Mbappe won't move. I'm just trying to quickly think. Will Pogba move to Real Madrid? Time is definitely running out on that one from United to be able to get a replacement, although the Spanish window does open a lot later, so they have time on their side. Neymar to Barcelona. We spoke about last night that actually Liverpool as a city are going to play a part in that potential transfer because there's some type of forum or something that's on in Liverpool, and it looks like Paris Saint-Germain and Barcelona are going to use that time to discuss whether they can get that move over the line. prices are mad as well. I mean, Harry Maguire, as good a defender as he is, and he's a very good defender, is he a world record fee for a defender, type of defender? I would say no. I'm not being bitter. I would say no. I don't think he's worth anywhere near £85 million, even in this inflated window. Eden Hazard went for a lot of money for a player with 1 year left on his contract. It is, yeah. It's maybe the club just don't see value in Haloko. It's a good point, mate. Happily Egg said, I love them still, but it was a joke. I'm glad they're dead because we buried them. Would have been crap to bury them while they were still alive. Well, that killed that joke. You've lost me there, mate. Sorry, absolutely fucking lost me. Scotty said, when's Expressions coming on? Do you know, I haven't really talked to Expressions much recently. I'll get in touch though. Yeah, I'm sure we can get Expressions on for a chat. Probably in and around the Spurs games, to be fair. How do I feel about James Rodriguez? I feel he'd be amazing for us because of his price. I would pass. Here's why. Let me explain. So he went on loan to Bayern Munich for 2 years from Real Madrid, and yet they didn't want to pull the trigger to make that move permanent. To me, there's a reason for that. For Colombia, I think you see the best of James Rodriguez, but I also think he's a player that seems to have a few injuries as well. I think he's too hit and miss for me. There's a player in there without a shadow of a doubt, but I just don't think we've ever seen the absolute potential of James Rodriguez be shown yet. How do I join the Fantasy Premier League? Go on to the site, mate, or download the app and then just put in our code. And I'll put the code in the chat one more time just so everybody has it. 1 sec. Okay, so it's gone in there again. So the code to the Fantasy Premier League is DO, all lowercase, 1999. And it is the official Fantasy Premier League app. It's not any of the other ones from newspapers or whatever it is. It's the one from the Premier League themselves. Goldridge is a secret scouser, said Yassine Walls. Liz Golden said Mark Goldridge is funny. He is. He's funny. He's a nice guy as well, but he's definitely funny. He does have some good one-liners. Pity's a mank though, and by mank I mean United fan. I know he's obviously not from the city of Manchester, but yeah, it's a shame he's a mank. Kind of does ruin it, doesn't it? Dean Dixon said, I think top 4, Manchester City, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea. If that's in order, I'd obviously like to switch the first 2 around, Dean, but yeah, I can get where you're coming from. It's very difficult for me to call that 4th spot. I think a lot of us would probably say Spurs, Liverpool, Manchester City, top 3 in whatever order people want to put it, but the 4th one, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United, is very difficult to call. It really is. One big signing will gas up the team and fans for the beginning of the season, said Nice Day. Domestic Butler wants to know everybody's prediction for the Charity Shield. It's the Community Shield now. I keep getting confused. It's called the Community Shield these days, isn't it? Because I'm like you, Domestic Butler. I'm old school. I call it the Charity Shield. Prediction. It goes to penalties, doesn't it, if it's a draw? Or do they share it? It goes to penalties, doesn't it? I mean, this is how long it's been since we've been involved in one. I think I've got 2-1 to the Reds. Why not? Let's go 2-1 to the Reds. That's my prediction. Dean Dixon's gone 2-2. Subi said Pepe's only been good for a season and half his goals with penalties, or half his goals with penalties, hasn't proved himself that much. Johnny Baker said, I think we're going to sign Bruno Fernandes on deadline day. I've just got a feeling. Yeah, I can't. That image of Klopp and Bruno Fernandes after the Lisbon game, and then you've got the stuff about him and Mbappe, and then, yeah, I don't know. I can understand. I don't think it'll happen, but I can understand your thinking, Johnny. Bruno Fernandes will be amazing, but impossible, said, is it Saint Tricks or ST Tricks? Don't think it's impossible. It's unlikely, but Spurs are having a chat about him at the minute. Obviously, United really want them. Manuel said, don't think Liverpool need to sign just somebody. Great team, 97 points. Origi, Shaqiri did Barca as backups. Oxlade-Chamberlain will be back. No need to mess with the Abu Dhabi financially. We can only beat them on the pitch. I like it. I like where you're coming from, Manuel, mate. Yeah, we did beat Barcelona, as you said, without some star players. And of course, then as well, we had Andy Robertson going off because of that snidey little shitty challenge from Luis Suarez. And we still went and did them. John Hamilton has very kindly put a link in there to the Fantasy Premier League. So it's www.fantasy.premierleague.com, and then of course our league code is lowercase d lowercase o 1999. Arsenal front three said to rival our front three. Said nice day. Yeah, I did see what's his face. Jim White, isn't that the guy's name from Sky? Say something similar. I said rival or perhaps even better. Well, firstly, it's a good front three. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe. But we're talking about Mohamed Salah. We're talking about Sadio Mane. And we're talking about Bobby motherfucking Firmino here. It's not on par for me with our front three. But that's not belittling Arsenal. Our front three, I believe, are possibly the greatest front three in world football. Call me biased. I am. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm with the Champions League winners. See this? 6 of them. 6 of them. 6 of them at Liverpool. Yes, 6. Sorry, 60. What happens if we get a 7th? I don't know, mate. It's difficult to say. I won't forget about you. I promise you that one, pal. Whatever happens, me and you, we got something here. Something special. It's going to last. I promise you. Don't worry about it. Don't get jealous. Premier League trophy might come this season, mate. But you won't be pushed aside. There's plenty of room here for everybody. What else have we got? Craig, what do you think of the Dillian White situation and the WBC suspending his mandatory position as silver champion? I think it's all a bit fishy if you ask me. Well, what it looks like, John, is I think he'll be cleared. Something came out today on Sky earlier on, and I don't really look at Sky for much, but they're quite good for their boxing stuff, to be fair to them. So it said White passed VADA test. So I'm going to read out the article that's gone up on Sky. Excuse me if you're not a boxing fan, this will just take 1 second. Dillian White passed VADA anti-doping test before and after his victory over Oscar Rivas, Sky Sports has learned. The British heavyweight has faced allegations of a failed UK anti-doping test after his points win over Rivas at the O2 last month, but has been notified by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association that he passed his final pre-test on July 17th and the final post-fight on July 21st. I think he'll be innocent. I think he'll be proven. Yeah, I think he'll be proven that he was within the rules, or maybe he got an exemption or something. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but the way he's been treated overall by the WBC has been nothing short of fucking shocking. It'd be mandatory for what, like 500 or 600 days or something like that, or number one, I should say, for 500 or 600 days. They're allowing Deontay Wilder to fight Luis Ortiz. Then they're going to allow Deontay Wilder to fight Tyson Fury. And then I believe after that, once Dillian White has been cleared, or if Dillian White gets cleared, they have up until March next year, I think, to call that mandatory. But a lot of people believe that they'll pull the shithouse thing that they've done on other people, and that they will promote Deontay Wilder as the franchise champion, which is just this new bullshit title that they've come up with. Like, I mean, Dillian White deserves his shot at Deontay Wilder. He has gone the WBC route. He has fought everybody he's been asked to fight. He's hidden from nobody. And I want to see him get that shot at Deontay Wilder. Whether he beats him or not, I don't know. But you cannot say that the man hasn't earned a shot. Right, anyway, apologies to non-boxing fans there, but those regulars will know I'm a huge boxing fan, and any chance I get to talk about boxing, I will take it. Could I please get a recap, Craig? Just in from work, said Blue. No problem, my friend. We spoke about the Echo saying that Liverpool have allowed 5 young players to return home as they ramp up preparation for the Community Shield. Sepp van den Berg, Keanu Hoover, Yasser Larouci, Adam Lewis and Bobby Duncan have all left the Reds training camp in Evian in France. Then we spoke about a statement from Liverpool Football Club and the belittling of Harry Kane from Harvey Elliott. The club said the club believes Harvey is right in offering a full and unreserved apology for the comments made in the video. Clearly, the use of such language is completely wrong and not in keeping with our values or what we would expect from an employee. Given that the clip was recorded prior to the player signing for the club and was not in the public domain at the time, we won't be making any further comments publicly. And it then went on to say, I went on to read that the club have reminded Harvey Elliott of his responsibilities now that he is a Liverpool player. What else we got? We spoke about Dejan Lovren and his proposed move to Roma this summer. 15 million seems to be a fee that would do it. And else we spoke about? We spoke about Liverpool selling the club's training ground, selling Melwood to a company called Taurus, who are a non-for-profit or a not-for-profit housing agency who have established 1,600 homes in the West Derby area and manage over 40,000 social homes across the Northwest. I think that pretty much brings us up to date, Blue, other than the little chat we had around Nicolas, Pepe, mate, and stuff like that. Callum said, I've got a full-size replica of the Champions League. Class. Nice one, buddy. I couldn't afford the full-size one, being brutally honest, but I'm very happy with my little mini-me friend over here. Levesin said, Levis and Gavander said, I totally agree with you on our front three. I'm from Sarasota, Florida. Mate, I hope you can come down and see us. As I said, myself and Mr. Crosby are going to Florida to meet the Orlando and the Tampa Bay supporters clubs. Anybody from the Florida area, I know Liz, you're from that neck of the woods, I believe. If you want to come and see us, mate, let us know. We'll arrange it. We want to meet as many Reds as we can. That's the reason we're travelling over there. We will be there for the Newcastle game, and we'll be for the Newcastle game on September the 14th. We'll be in Orlando with the Orlando OLFC. And then for the Reds' first Champions League game, which will take place on either September the 18th or September the 19th, we'll be down with the good folks in the Tampa Bay Supporters Club. So any Reds around that neck of the woods that can get down to see us. We could be doing a live Q&A or whatever as well. We're not exactly sure yet. We've just got to go through those details. But Anfield agenda going stateside. I'm so proud of that. I really am. 60 needs a friend, so he's not lonely, said Liz. Yeah, 70. 60 and 70. I'm at 6s and 7s. The jokes are just coming out already, Liz. I'm making dozens of them in my head now. Michael Duffy said, Mane 150 mil, Bobby 80 mil, Mo 150 mil. Simple facts. Who rivals? 97. I think Bobby's worth more than 80 million, mate. I would say that. I think Bobby Firmino 120 million in this mad market. Mo and Sadio, 150. That may be a little bit higher even. Kick Michael Butler out for just being a skid mark. That's not very nice. I don't know what he did, by the way. I don't know if he's done anything, but I haven't been paying much attention to it, and I do have some amazing mods that take care of the chat for us. Best player or best Brazil player in the Copa, said Happily Eggs. I don't know who you're regarding or talking about there, mate. Alisson, hopefully. I'm hoping you're talking about Alisson. Perfect, thank you. I really appreciate that. Leave us in Gavender. I know I mispronounce so many people's names, mate, and it does do my own head in. Bobby's priceless, said Lee. Where is your Draconi? I don't know what that means. Sorry, John, you've lost me there. Don't want to sell Lovren. Mo will be heartbroken, said Craig Adams. Yeah, I mean, he's going to get the coffees in, as we said earlier on. A little bit more news actually on Ryan Kent. So we spoke yesterday about the fact that Rangers have made no secret of the fact that they'd love to bring Ryan Kent in this season, but they don't know if they can afford him. Now, strangely, I've been reading 12 to 15 million was the figure that Liverpool were looking for Ryan Kent, but some sources are now saying that Ryan Kent is being priced out of a move away from Liverpool. And what's the unreasonable fee that's been reported, I hear you ask, ladies and gentlemen? Or maybe I don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Well, it seems that the princely sum of £7 million is what's stopping him, or apparently pricing him out of a move. Now, if Ryan Kent isn't worth £7 million in this market, then quite frankly, clubs can just fuck off, because he is absolutely worth that money. Now, look, obviously Rangers might not be able to afford it. I get that, but if clubs are thinking that £7 million is too much for Ryan Kent, then they're very wrong. Absolutely wrong. If that's the price that Liverpool are looking for, then I am surprised there aren't people beating a path to the door, throwing £7 million down on the table for Ryan Kent, because he would be worth every penny of that money. I don't know if he's... I'd have my doubts about whether he'd be a Liverpool quality player, but he is a mid-table, maybe Premier League club, top of the Championship club, and certainly somebody who was worth every penny of £7 million. Fans will turn on Klopp this season, said UK Machiavelli. No, they won't, mate. Not genuine fans. There'll be a few dickheads, like there always are, that shout, scream and piss and moan about everything, but no, they won't turn on Jurgen Klopp, mate, because Jurgen Klopp has so much goodwill in the bank because of all the good work he's done at this football club, transforming us from also-rans into European champions. And I don't buy it, mate, sorry. I don't know if you're looking for a reaction or whatever, but it's not going to happen. Alisson is the real Iron Man, said Shankly Spirit 99. Yeah, I'm glad he got his fuck up out of the way in pre-season. That was shambles. That was a shambles, that was. That incident that led to the penalty for Lyon. Aston Villa will sign Kent, said Nice Day. Yeah, we spoke before. Villa had been linked with him. Leeds had been linked with him. I think Middlesbrough had been linked with him as well. How many players have Villa signed, by the way? Is it 12 or 13 now with Heaton, and they signed somebody else as well today as well? So Villa definitely making a lot of signings. Alisson in the Copa had 3 saves to make. Amazing keeper all the same, said Michael Duffy. 3 saves, 3 golden gloves as well, Michael. Let's not forget, between the Copa America, the Champions League and the Premier League. What a first season it was for Alisson Becker. How do I change my name to the Fantasy Premier League? Scotty, you know me and technology, mate. Shocking. I've no idea. I think you have to do some changes on the website and not on the app. I might be wrong on that, Scotty, but if you're having trouble on the app, maybe log in on the website and you might have more options. Callum said, which Liverpool players have you got in the Fantasy Premier League team? I have Salah and Firmino. I have Van Dijk, Salah and Firmino. Right, let me open it up and I'll tell you now. I have Trent, Salah and Alisson. So, have I got the same as you? No, you've got Salah, Firmino and Van Dijk. I've got Trent, Salah and Alisson in my team as my 3 Liverpool players, mate. I tried to go 1 in each, like 1 in midfield, 1 in defence, and then obviously the keeper. Yeah, it's very difficult. As I said, I'm shit at Fantasy Premier League as well. Right, ladies and gents, we have about 15 minutes left on tonight's stream. If there's anything else you wonderful people want to chat about, any questions or anything, please do get it in the chat. One more little reminder, as I said, we're trying to hit 20k before the season starts, so if you've enjoyed this stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Again, a reminder about our competition. We're running a competition with thanks to footy.com, and it's only open on our Twitter account this time, I'm afraid. But get over there, have a look at our pinned tweet. If you're not sure what our account is, it's simply at Anfield Agenda. And we're giving away this season's home shirt, as I said, with thanks to our friends at footy.com. All you have to do to enter is go over there, retweet that pinned tweet, make sure that you're following Anfield Agenda, make sure that you're following footy.com, and we'll be announcing the winner of that after the Norwich game on the 9th of August. So best of luck to everybody, and I hope you get over there and enter. And there's going to be more stuff coming up as well. You know we like giveaways on the channel, ladies and gents. We gave away, I think, 12 jerseys last year, maybe even more, as well as some pieces of artwork, some memorabilia, some scarves. We try our best to work with companies to give back, because we love you guys, basically. We're probably going to be doing some stuff coming up over the coming few weeks as well with a company who I've actually been using their product for a very, very long time, and I think it's great. I don't want to give too much away, but we're working on something at the minute that I think you guys will enjoy. I think we'll all have a bit of fun with as well. If you like Fantasy Premier League, I think you're really going to enjoy this as well. So keep an eye out over the coming week or two. Myself and Connor are working on some content now, and I think you'll really enjoy this. Klopp is more important than any individual player, said LFC 1892. Upamecano would be good, said is it Saint Trix? That's the young centre back from Leipzig, mate, if I'm correct. Is he only 18 or 19 years of age as well, or have I got that completely wrong? But he definitely does look like a player, mate, and somebody who I think will make a big move in the next couple of seasons. Maybe somebody we're keeping an eye on as well, you never know. How many times have Liverpool won the league again? 18 times, mate. 18 times. And if you're going to come, I don't know if you're coming at something smart about the Premier League, but 18 times. Football wasn't invented in 1992, because some people believe it was. 18 times league champions. 6 times Champions League winners. 6 times European Cup winners. 6. More than any other English or British team. 6. Craig, I'd like to know what you think about us talking to Puma for the kit deal. I haven't seen a single thing on it, mate, other than what you said to me. I'm going to be quite frank about this. I don't want Puma being our kit manufacturer. I don't like Puma kits. I even think they've managed to fuck up Borussia Dortmund's kits, and I used to love Borussia Dortmund's kits. The Manchester City kits, I haven't been a fan of. I wasn't a fan of the Arsenal kits. The new Adidas kits, Arsenal ones, are really smart, to be fair. I guess at the end of the day, mate, it'll just be a business decision for the club. If we have to move off from New Balance, who I actually really like, I've been very open in the fact that I'd love it to be Adidas again, because I'm an absolute Adidas freak. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Whatever works best for the club, mate, I think is all that's important here. But I just don't like Puma as a kit manufacturer. It's just a personal thing. Is it a shampoo company? No, Stephen, it is not, mate. Imagine the absolute waste of me trying to or talk about the virtues of shampoo, mate. After me just be taking a piss, wouldn't I? Viagra, absolutely not, mate. But something I haven't actually tried, being brutally honest. But I'll have a bash at some point, probably. I'll have a bash. I mean, there's definitely a pun in there, isn't there? Be afraid, be very afraid. Craig and Connor are conspiring, said Liz. No, we get lots of offers to work with companies, and sometimes we don't think that it's a good fit. We don't think that it's not the values of the company, but we just don't feel sometimes that things are right to bring to you guys and to talk about. And sometimes we do, like the 12th Men, Retro or 3 Retro, Score Draw, all those other great companies that we've worked with as well. We thought, yes, this works, and we'll bring this to you guys. And we're in talks with somebody at the minute to do some stuff with. And as I said, it's a company whose product I genuinely use. So because of that, I had a conversation with Connor, and we think it'll be worth doing. But do keep an eye out. We'll be talking about it very soon. Stevie Richards said he'd rather keep New Balance. Yeah, look, I love New Balance, mate, and I'm waiting. I actually ordered the I had a quandary. The third kit came out, and my son Lucas got it. Well, he got it over in Turkey, so he got one of those Turkish kits. And I said to myself, do I buy the third kit, which I've got to be honest, I'm not completely sold on. I'm kind of up in the air on it. So what I did is I actually ordered the third kit training jersey. So I'm hoping that's going to arrive tomorrow. So if that arrives tomorrow, I'll hopefully be wearing it on the stream and have a little chat about it, because I think it looks quite smart actually. Nice Day said, my Adidas kits badges are peeling a bit. Yeah, I had to retire the candy shirt, mate, my lucky shirt, because of the very same thing. It was starting to peel a little bit and I didn't want it to die off on me. Keep New Balance, said Stephen Booker. Liverpool have more Champions League titles than the rest of the Premier League put together. Boom. Dropping truth bombs there, the Anfield Lark. Absolutely. Jamal said, I got a bad feeling about not buying anybody. I get trying to be positive, but I can't shake it. Sorry. Buddy, look, you are free and entitled to have your own opinion on things, mate. All I'm trying to say is nothing's happened yet with regards to competitive football. So I'm somebody who tries to not worry about things until they happen. And as of yet, nothing bad has happened. I'm full of confidence, but I respect your point of view as well, Jamal, and I don't want to tell you how to feel. Is it Diet Coke, mate? If only. Jesus, if only it was Diet Coke. Do you know I did have a nice little interaction with today on Twitter, actually? Kyo's. Now, you guys know I love Kyo's crisps. I love cheese and onion crisps. And I was posting about the Spud Nav that's on the back of a packet of Kyo's, which basically tells you what the potato variety is, who cooked it, what field it came from in Ireland, and all that type of stuff. And Kyo's actually came back and said, thanks for the support, really appreciate you bigging us up. Didn't say they're going to send me any fucking crisps or anything, but you know what I mean? I do love Kyo's. If you're a fan of cheese and onion crisps, and let's be like frank about this, Ireland make the best fucking crisps in the world. Kyo's are the best of the best. So if you're ever in Ireland, get yourself a bag of Kyo's. But that isn't who we're working with either, by the way. That's just me being a fat fucker who loves crisps. John Hamilton said, Craig, the third kit is awesome in person. As I said, I have seen it, John. I just don't know if it would suit me. I guess that's it. It's the collar more than anything else, John, that I don't like. That's probably the reason why I didn't get it. Stevie Richards said, Craig, I've got the new Champions League t-shirt from the club shop. You're a man like myself, Steve, and you do love the gear, don't you? You do love going in and treating yourself to some nice Liverpool merchandise. And again, shout out if you're looking for some Liverpool merchandise. Blood Husky clothing, Love Follow Conquer, hat scarf for a badge, Fran at Terrace Ultra as well. There's some, and I know I'm forgetting more people, but there's some really, really great boutique, if you want to call them that, Liverpool merchandise suppliers out there, and I really do say check all these guys out, because there really is something for everybody. And Michael Duffy said, Origi's Everton goal defo happens again this season, and I will defo lose my fucking mind, mate, like I did for that one. The end is nigh, said Can't Be Arsed. Hopefully by that you mean the end of our way for a fucking Premier League title, mate, because the end is not nigh for the club, because everything is tickety-boo. Stephen Booker said, I bought a new training storm jacket. It's brilliant. Which one? Which jacket, mate? There's 3, isn't there? There's a white one, a red one, and the black one. Or maybe I'm missing something here, but look, I like a lot of Liverpool stuff that the New Balance have done. No signings, no pressure, said Michael Duffy. Can't wait to play City, said Gaming Cat 281. Need that black goalkeeper's kit, said LFC 8092. Yeah, I ordered that the day it came out for Lucas from the club shop. He got the long sleeve one because for some reason in his size they didn't do a short sleeve version of the full kit, but he loves it. And it is It's the most beautiful goalkeeper kit I can remember for a very long time, and it's great. He also got the green one as well with a Becker 1 on the back of it. Notice your shirt. Just went to Toronto this past weekend, and I must say their stadium is very impressive for an MLS stadium. Yeah, look, I got this shirt at a store in, I think it's either the Florida Mall or the Mall of Millennia or the Millennium Mall in Florida. I can't remember which one it is in, but it is the United World of Soccer, and I'm going there with Connor when we go back over as well, because I like MLS shirts, I like Boca shirts, River Plate shirts, Mexican shirts, and they have a great selection there. So if you're ever in Florida, do have a look at the shop, United World of Soccer. Yeah, the guys look after you as well in there, and that's where I got this, where I got my Columbus Crew shirt. It's where Dave Farwell got his first ever Liverpool shirt as well. What's your favourite New Balance Liverpool kit? Either... What year are we in now? So we're going into 19, 20, 18, 19. So either 2017-18 home shirt or this year's home shirt. I really like this year's home shirt. And I also have a real soft spot for last year's Champions League shirt, the third shirt, because it reminds me of my first ever shirt, which was the grey candy shirt with the flex in it. So those are probably my three favourite ones. Nice Day said liquid Viagra, bananas, cherries. I fucking hate cherries, mate. Watermelon, not a fan of that. Pomegranate juice in a smoothie. Don't pop Viagra pills. I used to work in a hospital. I wasn't planning on popping them, mate. I'm just saying, at some point in your life, you never know. Craig, did you mention Kyo's? Yeah, they're fucking delicious, mate. I've got a bag of them downstairs waiting for me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna munch those bastards later on. I've been on a diet for the longest time now. Maybe, obviously on my holiday I had to pack it in, but I've been on a diet for about 8 weeks now. Which I've lost 17 pound on, which I'm damn proud of. Still have a long way to go, but tonight I'm gonna treat myself to a bag of Kyo's. Think so. It's blinding. I only saw it once, said Michael Duffy. A couple of stadiums I do want to go and see, actually. I always wanted to visit the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, and I want to go and visit the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Atlanta as well at some point. I bought the black goalie top. It's nicer than the third kit, said Barney Paws. I would definitely agree with you on that, mate. The black goalkeeper's top is... Mwah, it's fucking beautiful, mate. Sexy doesn't even do it justice to describe it. It is a really nice shirt. Who do I think will sign for Liverpool next, said Jack Boy CR7. I don't think we'll do that in this window, mate, if I'm being honest. And I'm hoping that it's because we've something we're working on for the next summer, someone that we just can't get now. I mean, if I'm going big, I'm thinking Sancho, I'm thinking maybe, I know this has been optimistic, Mbappe or something like that, but I think everything happens for a reason, and if Liverpool don't sign anybody in this window, there's a reason behind it, and what that reason is, everybody's opinion will differ. Atlanta definitely have a stadium I'd love to visit. The Mercedes-Benz Stadium looks amazing, said Kieran Aaron. It looks class, mate. Even, like inside and outside, it looks, and it has a Chick-fil-A as well in the stadium, I believe. It's at the Florida Mall. They also have online orders, said Liz Golden. Brilliant. Well, there you go, the Florida Mall. I went to it last time I was over there in Orlando in October. I went in 3 times to the shop. I kept going back to buy more stuff because I love my football kits. Jurgen Klopp, said Michael Duffy. I mean, enough is enough. Klopp is Klopp. Na 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 na. How did that really strange song become a Klopp song, by the way? I mean, yeah, such a weird song. Great though. It's no Genie Wijnaldum song though. Should Mo play on Sunday, asks Jamin. I would say so, mate. Yes, I would expect Mo and Bobby both to start on Sunday. Whether they get the full game or not, I doubt it, but you might get 60 minutes out of them. They got a few minutes in their legs, obviously. I think 45 for Mo and 30 for Mino, and then 30 for Shaqiri as well. It was coming back from an injury. Aaron Poyer said, if you're ever in Michigan, check out the Detroit City FC. Unreal atmosphere. Well, we hope that when we're over in Florida, we're going to get to go to an Orlando game. I think they're playing New England Revolution when we're over there, and I've contacted Orlando City to see if they can perhaps sort us out a couple of media passes and maybe a little interview with somebody at the club, because I'd love to talk to them about how MLS has been pushing on and the fan culture over there as well. And yeah, I'm in contact with them trying to get something sorted out, but we do hope to get to that Orlando City game when we're over there. If City include the Community Shield in their quadruple, we should class it as a decent trophy, said Will. Osama's Taste Cave reckons we might get 45 minutes at a Mo. Yeah, could well be right, mate. Scotty said, I saw who's in the fantasy league and I couldn't see your name. I'm there somewhere, mate. I mean, it's our league, so obviously our team has to be in it somewhere. But you're right, I couldn't see our name either when I looked in it. But I have a team and I'm in the league, so I mean, yeah, the team's there. Look, you can't really see it because it's floating, but yes, the green team is there. I am in the league somewhere. Why is it saying private league codes has the format number? I don't know. Somebody said this yesterday, but it isn't. It definitely is, mate. DO1999. That is definitely the league code. I can promise you. Just put it in and it should work. If you have any problems, Lawrence, by the way, and it won't work for you, mate, send us an email. AnfieldAgenda@outlook.com, and I'll bang you off an email invite to the league if you're having any trouble. Tristan said he's a centre half. He's a number 4. Watch the motherfucker defend. Watch the motherfucker score. And hopefully watch the big, beautiful motherfucker lift the Ballon d'Or as well, which I'm hoping for with Virgil van Dijk. Didn't you get a 98 rating or something as well in FIFA this season? And look, me dropping a little bit of FIFA knowledge, and I know nothing about the fucking game because I don't play computer games. Lauren said, in fantasy when I tried to join the private league, yep, I spoke about that one, mate. If you do have issues, put the code in. It is definitely the right code, but if you have any issues, please do send me an email, mate, and I'll get you sorted. Michael Duffy said Mo will do 60 minutes definitely. Never drank alcohol. Is a huge top pro. I don't know if alcohol has anything to do with that, mate. I mean, is obviously due to his religion. He hasn't drank alcohol. Millie also doesn't drink any alcohol. And look, as you said, he's an absolute machine of a man, isn't he, James Milner? Community Shield was regarded as a glorified friendly 30 years ago, said Graham Holmes. Gini, Fabinho and Oxlade-Chamberlain will be the perfect midfield for this season. I don't know, mate. Keita in there for me. I think mixing Keita in somewhere in there, and then it's difficult to push out Milner as well, isn't it? And Henderson. I mean, we do have some good options. I suppose it'll be horses for courses depending on who we're playing. Michael Duffy said be massive, Craig. Don't know what you mean by that, Michael. Sorry. Amen to that, said Tristan, as in with Milner being a machine, perhaps, which he is. Still wins the. I call it the bleep test. I think it's called. Is it the lactate test these days? Terminators don't drink alcohol, said Stephen Richards. I don't drink alcohol, mate. Can I be a Terminator? I'm obviously nowhere near as fit as Mo Salah or Jimmy Milner. Jimmy Milner doesn't drink. I expected to play versus City, said Scotty. Come Sunday, we'll have to send a message to the rest of the title contenders, said Raymond Tulloch. I hope we do lay down a marker, mate. Yeah, I mean, I'd like us to go and beat Manchester City, of course, but either way, I would still treat it as part of pre-season to an extent, because we did have a friendly lined up, which we had to cancel then when it was confirmed to be in the Community Shield. Stephen Booker said Keita, Fabinho and Oxlade-Chamberlain for midfield. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I think we will call it a night, if that's okay. Tomorrow night we'll have a proper look ahead to the Community Shield on Sunday, and so get your comments ready, get your starting 11s ready. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you wonderful people this evening. If you've enjoyed the stream and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I should say, please do hit that button, turn notifications on and give us a thumbs up. As always, ladies and gents, take care of your families, tell your loved ones that you love them. I shall chat to you all tomorrow. Up the motherfucking Reds. Love to you all.